were many federal partners who played a vital role in the hours and days after the Key Bridge collapsed. But Buttigieg was the public face of those efforts, coming to Baltimore within hours and returning several times after that. And while his job by definition involves tangling with disasters, Buttigieg tells me he had never seen one quite like this one. The Dali cargo ship slammed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge just before 1:30 in the morning on March 26th, toppling it into the Patapsco River.
I remember my staff called me in the middle of the night saying that something very serious has happened.
Back in Washington, D.C., Pete Buttigieg was on the phone with Maryland's leaders within hours.
When I spoke to the governor, even well before 5 in the morning, he said, "I think it'll be helpful if you come." And that was all I needed to hear.
In December, Buttigieg sat down with 11 News Investigates at U.S. Department of Transportation headquarters in Washington, D.C. to reflect. All these months later, a little bit removed from it, when you think back on that night, what jumps out to you?
First of all, the imagery, and then that question about the human cost. Seeing lights and vehicles passing on that bridge just moments before it collapsed, thinking how could anybody survive that?
Federal, state, and local officials tackled a multi-layered problem that in those initial hours included a collapsed bridge, a trapped ship and crew, and a blocked port of Baltimore. But Buttigieg says it was his interactions with first responders, especially the divers, that stick with him as they searched in the freezing, murky water for the 6 missing construction workers who had been working on the bridge.
I think for safety reasons, they were required to be out of the water for a certain amount of time before they got back in. But the responders I talked to were impatient to get back in to see if there was any chance to save lives.
How was responding to the Key Bridge collapse different than other disasters?
Certainly the immediacy of it was dramatic compared to even other very large-scale disasters we've dealt with, like Hurricanes Helene and Milton. Here, there was no notice, no warning. Suddenly it happened.
Just 1 month prior to leaving his position in the federal government, Buttigieg was candid about what he witnessed that day in March.
Couldn't believe what I was seeing.
And for the first time, talked about a meeting he had in the Oval Office with President Joe Biden.
Getting the Army Corps of Engineers and the president on the phone, because the president wanted more details on what it would take to get that harbor back up and running. Hearing General Spellman say, "We can do this in a matter of weeks," and wondering in the back of my head, how? But of course, that's exactly what happened.
And you just heard former Secretary Buttigieg revealing for the first time his skepticism about the plan to reopen the Port of Baltimore so quickly until he saw it happen with his own eyes. We reached out to the current U.S. Secretary for Transportation to request an interview or a statement, but have not heard back. For 11 News Investigates, I'm Tolly Taylor.